Alright, looks like we're gonna do an unboxing video for the Nintendo Switch. Been waiting on this bad boy all day. UPS delivered. Alright, so the box is pretty small, smaller than you'd see like a PlayStation 4 or Xbox. Alexa, turn that down. So, I really just want to tear into it, but I figured I'd find a spot where you can easily open it first. You should always keep your boxes for electronics like this, just for proof of ownership. Open it up. Nice, there's the screen and the Joy-Cons. There's been a meme going around of people sniffing the inside of this, and I'm not gonna fuck with that. I am gonna pull this out. Oh man. This is the whole system right here. How thin that is. The screen is the same size as what we would see on the Wii U, but obviously this is a lot more manageable, a lot more portable. You can see the slots on the sides where the Joy-Cons will just stick in there. So we haven't taken out the base yet, but a couple of Joy-Cons. I went with gray because I'm not a child. Well, that point could be argued for someone who bought a Switch on launch day, couldn't it? All right. First time holding the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. You know what? It reminds me of the first time I sort of held the Wiimote and Nunchuck. I didn't really know how to use them until I sort of got into Twilight Princess, and then it just became a really natural way of doing things. It did come with a screen protector, but I'll put that on later. So this is the right one. Let's just snap them in. Snaps right in. There it is. I guess you would push the little button here on the back to release them. At least that's what I assume. Yep, that's exactly right. So they're both sort of snap in and lock in, and this is the whole thing. I can see this being awesome. Headphone jacks on the top. I probably would have put it on the bottom, but I'm sure they had a reason for it. It's got a little slot here for the game cartridges. Again, this is the system, so the dock doesn't really do much but support it with power and give it access to the TV. So the game cartridges have to go in this thing. So I'm sure it has a kickstand, as I've seen from the advertisements. The kickstand does lock into, sort of snap into place as well. Not much else in this box, I would think. Probably the 25th HDMI cord I have at my house. All right. Probably won't even take this out of the package, honestly, just use the one from the Wii U. And looks like we got the power supply here. Pretty simplistic. Still not as simplistic as the PS4, which I've been the most impressed with. It's just pretty much a power cable going to the back of it. Doesn't have really a brick, especially not like the Xbox, but this one's a small brick. This is smaller than some of the just appliance bricks that I have in my house, even for like a dust buster or something. So there's the power supply. Now, this is going to be the default controller, we'll say. I ordered a Pro controller, so I'm not gonna mess around with that. I don't really see myself using that Joy-Con controller, and this will be the dock here. Let's take this out. And the dock, pretty simple. Looks like it has a tray on the back for the HDMI out. Sorry, it flips open and you can see sort of in there. So we got the HDMI in there, and you sort of house the cables, snap them in, and the cords can all get nice and organized through the back there. So then on the side, it has the USBs for the power. So the well, the USB is actually, I'm not sure what the USBs are for. It's not for the power. I think the power goes in the back here. Yep, power adapter in the back, and the switch closing the kickstand fit right in its dock. That's beautiful. Nintendo Switch. So I also have a Pro controller and a couple games. The game boxes are pretty small, as you can see. Because the game cartridges, let's pop one out and take a look at it. We'll pop out Zelda, because it's the first thing that's going into the Switch. These things are never easy to open. All right, sorry. I think Craig and Matt Zielinski are the only, Craig Hammerstein and Matt Zielinski are the only two people who are ever gonna watch this. So you'll forgive me for that. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Smaller than a 3DS cartridge. I probably have one for comparison, but I'm gonna assume we all know what those look like. So it's a little bit what the game cartridge looks like. Pro controller, I gotta say this looks like it's gonna be essential to any gamer out there who really wants this system. It's not essential to play the game, but it's like a USB charger for the controller. That's what we saw earlier. These USB supports on either side. I should charge our controller here, and that's beautiful. My favorite thing about this is the clear plastic gray that you can see through. It reminds me so much of the, oh, it has a nice weight to it. This is a nice feeling controller. It reminds me so much of my Game Boy Color from when I was growing up, the see-through purple one. If they offer a see-through purple one of these Pro controllers, I'll drop $80 in a heartbeat. So, without further ado, I'm gonna set this bad boy up and play some video games. Love you.